Hey Potters! Today we're going to go over how to make a slab at home. What is a slab? A slab is a flat piece of clay, flat and broad, and it's an even thickness all the way across, and you can cut it in different ways to construct larger pieces, like maybe you could construct a box or a cool abstract sculpture, or you can construct a vase maybe, or you can use it flat as like a plate or some sort of like imagery where you carve into it or add clay onto it. So a slab is a broad, flat piece of clay, and you can make it at home by hand with the tools that I gave you. So you each received a long, skinny PVC pipe that looks like this. This is your slab roller. So this is what you're going to put over the clay, and you're going to roll it over the clay like you would cookie dough or bread maybe, and you're going to make your slab with that. You could also have a wooden roller at home maybe that your mom uses for cooking, but use this one. So to make your slab even, you're going to need some tools. So you're going to have to look around your house and either find two books that are the same width, or maybe something else that you can use to roll. So just for instance, I have these two books, and I think they are almost exactly the same width. So when I look at them like this, oh, that is so close. It's like 2 pages off. But I'm going to use it. I'm going to count that as exactly equal, even though it might be just a minuscule bit different. So with books like this, what I would do is I would set it up like this. I would set the two books up next to each other on each side of your work surface, and then you roll your slab right here. So what happens is you put clay here, and then this is rolled over the books, and it will make your clay slab the same thickness as your books. So actually, now that I think about it, that might be kind of a thick slab. So let's see what happens. I'm going to get some clay out. So let's wedge it. All right, so I've got my good wedged clay, and I want to create a slab. So I'm going to start rolling it down until it equals the thickness of these two books. So I'll feel this PVC pipe on the books. And sometimes I like to roll the other direction just so I'm getting it closer to the thinness. Here's one issue that you guys are going to have. If your clay sticks to your pipe like this, definitely get it off of there, remove it, because it will make little indentations in your slab. So get rid of that and then keep going. There's another one. This clay is really wet. It's brand new out of the bag. Of course, the longer that you guys wedge your clay, the closer it will be to a nice plastic workable consistency. But of course, you remember, the clay in the clay bags is a little bit too wet. So now you can see I'm just rolling right over these books, and the clay equals the same thickness as these two books. So I'm going to remove that clay from there, and you can see it's an, well, I guess you can see right there my clay thickness is super consistent. And that's how you roll a slab. So after you get it like this, then you might take a straight surface, whatever you have at home that's straight. You might have a book, a cookie sheet, a shoebox, anything. Or you could even use the materials that I gave you and use that as a straight edge. So say you want to cut your slab into a square. you could put that straight edge right there and then cut next to it. And you have a perfect straight line because you used the straightness of this tool to do that, right? So you could cut different shaped slabs. You could cut it into a really nice perfect rectangle, a really nice perfect square. You could cut your slabs at a curve. I kind of missed it on that one, didn't I? So I'm going to cut this one at a curve. This sure would be better if my clay was more at a better plastic workable stage or leather hard. Wow, that would definitely work good. Oh, this looks like a nice little Halloween gravestone. Oh, that is funny. I am going to keep that. So this is a little bit thick. We don't want it any thicker than our thumb, so it's fine. For slabs, sometimes we go a little thinner. Look, it's a little thicker than my pinky. So I might want to figure out a way, how do I get my clay thinner than this? So let's think about what else do we have in our homes. Another item I was thinking about that we all have in our homes is probably cardboard boxes. So you could also make the other things that you need to roll a slab with your cardboard boxes. Maybe you can't find two books that are the same thickness. So you've got to look around your house for something else. So let's get these books out of here. And a cardboard box is something that's usually available. We know that we've all been shopping on Amazon way too much. So I'm just gonna disassemble this cardboard box, and I'm actually gonna kind of cut several long strips like this. So what I'm thinking is if I stack several of these pieces together, that will be kind of a nice thickness that I want my slabs to match. So I'm gonna keep cutting. Okay guys, so now I have 6 pieces like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stack them. Oh man, I think I only needed 4, because actually when I look at the thickness of these 2 pieces together, that's almost a pinky. That's a pretty good thickness. If I do 3, it's just as thick as the books. So I'm actually just gonna leave these double thick, and I'm gonna stack them where the books were. Alright, so I'm just going to set those cardboard pieces here where my books were before, and I'll have 2 cardboard pieces on each side, and then I'm going to roll my slab right here in the middle again. That way I can have this slab roller. It's rolling on this piece and it's rolling on this piece as well. That way the clay that's in the middle becomes the thickness of these 2 pieces of cardboard. So first, remember, we always have to get clay out and we have to wedge it first. So let's just wedge that clay real quick. All right, so now we have our wedged piece of clay. So now we're going to roll it into a flat slab. So I'm just going to kind of make it a little thinner first, kind of widen it up before I get close to the thickness of those cardboards. And actually, I think I might need to scoot these together just a little bit. And I'm going to start rolling back and forth, and you'll keep rolling until you feel it's at the same thickness of your cardboards. And remember, if you get any clay on your or big chunks of clay on your PVC pipe, just get those off and then continue. You can see where it's kind of sticking to my PVC pipe because this clay is super plastic. I really should have wedged it for another minute. I'm going to remove that extra clay. I'm going to clean that off as I go. This is a nice thin slab. Sometimes I like to roll crooked like this to get that part of the clay to expand that way, or like this and it will expand that way. So right now I'm pushing as I roll, and you can see how it kind of pushes the clay right there. That's the bump I'm going to get rid of. Oops, stuck to my pipe. Need to get rid of that. Squeeze these together just a little bit, and now I can feel that my pipe is rolling over the clay, but it's just staying at the height of the cardboard pieces. So now I know my clay is equal to that. All right, let's see how good this slab turned out. I'm just going to kind of grab it from one end and kind of slowly pull it up. Wow, that is a nice, thin, even slab. Look at that. Wow. Might even be a little bit too thin. So you might even experiment with 3 pieces of cardboard instead of 2. And maybe my cardboard is a different thickness than your cardboard at home. So you really are just going to have to find a thickness that works for you. This is a little bit, this is around the size of my pinky. So remember, we don't want to go thinner than a pinky or thicker than a thumb. And just like your last piece, you can use different things to cut this up into whatever shape you want or need for whatever you might be working on. Use whatever straight edges you have at home in order to do that. Let's see, some nice crooked lines for another gravestone. So you can see that with your slab roller and a little bit of thinking at home to come up with a way to make your slab even and have 2 sides to roll over, you can really create some perfect slabs and whatever thickness you want. So here's your thin, here's your little bit thicker, no thinner than a pinky, no thicker than a thumb, right? And you can make cool things like Halloween gravestones. So that's how you make a slab at home. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Sometimes it takes trying more than once to get it right, especially with the super sticky kind of wet clay that we got this year. So remember to wedge it first and get it at a more workable stage. And here are some examples of different things that are made starting out with slabs.